Hey guys, so you joined me on this week's weekly wrap, or actually the first weekly wrap. It's the first in a new series of videos that I want to try and do and probably bring updates maybe once a week or twice a week, depending on how much news there is, and give you guys basically a rundown of what's happened in the local and international automotive industry this week. So it's actually been quite interesting this week in Malaysia. So we've got the brand new Toyota Rush, which is a second generation of the brand. It's got a seven-seater layout, perfect for families, except now the Rush has taken on a lot more of an MPV kind of look. So it's got your typical body cladding and stuff like that to kind of put it level pegging with the Honda BRV. Now, the amazing thing is that the two variants on offer are both, sort of within 90 to 100 grand. And the top spec model comes with what we more knowingly recognize as advanced safety assist, which is what ProDuo has. So it's got city safety AEB, it's got pedestrian detection, it's got vehicle mitigation warning, it's also got collision mitigation and stuff like that. So it's quite an advanced piece of kit. And again, it comes in at just under 100K, even for the top spec model, which is fabulous, fabulous news. I can't wait to drive it myself. Whether or not UMW Toyota will give me one is another matter because they don't return my calls. But if you guys leave comments down below, maybe I can screen cap it and send it to them, and then they'll return my calls. Anyway, the next big launch this week was the all-new Mercedes-Benz A-Class. So it's now in its first, second, third, fourth generation, I think. But it's taken on the same sort of premium luxury hatchback form factor, which we really liked from the last generation, but it's taken it to a whole new level. So it's got, a new front end, the Predator headlights, it's got a really nice rear end, and it debuts the new Mercedes-Benz user experience infotainment system, or MBUX. So MBUX uses AI learning technology, and it powers a lot of the car's functions. It allows you to give the car very casual commands, and it allows the car to read and understand those commands and execute them based on what you want. So you can say, oh, hey Mercedes, I'm feeling cold, and it increases the temperature. You can say, hey Mercedes, I'm feeling hungry, and it'll bring you a list of restaurants nearby. It's quite a smart thing. Mercedes-Benz has been very smart with this by scheduling the launch of the A-Class to come in just before the Proton X70. It is officially the first AI-powered infotainment system on the market. But of course, at well over 200K, it's going to be quite an ask for people to buy a little hatchback for all that money just to have some smart infotainment. Again, I'd love to test it out and see what it's all about and see if it's really justified its price. But Mercedes-Benz also doesn't return my calls. But if you guys really want it, I'll work on it and see if I can get Mercedes-Benz Malaysia to give me a test car. And then I'll bring you guys a review shortly after. Now, the third big launch this week was the Ford Ranger. Now, the Ford Ranger isn't actually an all-new car. The big launch this week was a facelift of the Ranger. So it's got slightly different front end, slightly different bumper on the back. It's got lots of little updates like an easy lift tailgate for XLT models and above, which incorporates some kind of torsion beam system or something like that in the tailgate, but it makes it 70% lighter. So it makes it easier to open and shut. So that's always a good thing. Also big news is for the XLT Plus and the Wildtrak models. So they now get an all-new 2-liter turbocharged diesel engine with either 1 or 2 turbos, 1 for the XLT Plus and 2 for the Wildtrak. And it makes it the smallest diesel currently available in the class, and yet it's also the most powerful pickup truck in the class. Prices start at 92,000 ringgit, but that's for the base car, single cab kind of thing. You'll be paying about 100 grand for something that you can actually bring home where your wife won't kill you. And it's really, really smart. The Wildtrak, for example, gets things like adaptive cruise control, autonomous emergency braking, lane keep assist, all that good stuff. It is, as Ford says, first in class and only in class for the time being. And it's a fabulous, fabulous thing, and I cannot wait to review that. And I'm sure that Ford Malaysia will be more than willing to give me a test car when one becomes available. Now on to international news. Volkswagen, the enormous automotive juggernaut that it is, launched the all-new Volkswagen T Cross. Now, the T Cross is a compact SUV. It's actually built on the same architecture as the Polo, and it slots beneath the T-Roc, which we don't have, which in turn slots beneath the Tiguan, which we do have. Now, the T Cross was launched in 3 different countries to kind of signify the car's global presence, which to me means that hopefully we could expect to see this car here. The T-Roc we didn't get as a result of, Volkswagen being inundated with the sheer demand for the car. It's even missed out on certain very large and important markets as a result of overwhelming European demand. So maybe we'll see the T-Roc eventually, but the T-Cross seems like a firmer thing, especially since the T-Cross is built off of the same platform and using broadly the same tooling as the Polo, which is built in Malaysia. So that's always a good thing. Of course, the T Cross debuts a new design language for Volkswagen. It's bolder, it's more expressive, and it's aimed toward a younger buyer, as is expected, and is definitely going to give cars within that segment, which is the Honda HR-V, the Renault Captur, and that sort of thing. It's really going to give those cars a run for its money. It's currently available with 3 petrol engines, or 2 petrol engines and 1 diesel. One for the petrol, you get a 1-liter turbocharged 3-cylinder engine available in 2 outputs and a 1.5-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, whereas the diesel is a 1.6 TDI motor, which we will never get. And as typical of buyers and vehicles in this segment, it is only available in front-wheel drive, and there is no telling if Volkswagen ever intends to make a 4-motion all-wheel drive version. Aside from that, there hasn't really been much going on in the industry. There has been some mention that the government may introduce targeted subsidies for RON 95 with a card-based system, but the minister who commented on the matter, whose name has just escaped my mind, said that the system still requires a lot more refinement. And I agree, because such a system targeted at B40, while it sounds kind of intelligent in your head, it becomes very difficult to execute, and it could become easily abused, or worse still, it could be so difficult to implement that people won't use it at all. So it'll be interesting to see how that develops. But that basically wraps it up for the week. If there is any topic that you want me to explore, please leave a comment down below. Don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the little bell icon so you are notified for every new upload that we have. And of course, if you have any suggestions, we are more than happy to hear from you, as long as they are not about my hair. Thanks very much, guys. We'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.